When you're ready, Steve.
Yes, okay, so this is the Wawne Parish Council meeting of the 29th of October. It is the November meeting, but it's being brought forward because of clashes with Bonfire Night. Unfortunately, we have 3 council members missing from this evening, but with 3 we are still quorate, so we're legally okay to go ahead. So the first item on the agenda is apologies. We have apologies from 3 councillors via email. The next item on the agenda would be declarations of interest.
Just finance for me.
Finance for Jacob. The next one would be anything from the public, but no public are attending the meeting this evening, so we're okay to crack on with the agenda item. I've lost my Word document. And where's my Word document go? So what would be the first item on the agenda? I don't know, I've closed that.
Minutes.
So the first one would be minutes, and say we okay, all right with the minutes?
Yeah.
As we've seen the last time, so we can approve the minutes and get that. How do we go about signing them, Amanda? Do you send a copy to Amanda? She signs the paper copy, or is that what you do? To have a formal signed record, or will we catch up sometime?
We'll catch up sometime.
Okay. So the next item on the agenda would be matters of arising or matters of interest. So are they all covered in the agenda, Anne?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So we'll go straight on then to finances and compliance. Any problems with anybody about the finances that are down there?
Nothing from me, but when we've approved them, I'm just going to go through a budget update.
Okay, proposed budget update. Yep.
Yep.
So anybody got any problems? Can we all approve the finances? Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. Great. Okay. And 3 votes for yes on that one. So you're going to make comments now, Jacob, on.
Just a quick update. It's on the sheet, but I thought that Anne sends around, but I thought I'd just summarise it. So the income difference is we've received just shy of £1,000 more income so far than we had budgeted for. That's mainly in terms of the VAT receipts coming back to us, because we don't budget anything for VAT because it's not necessarily going to come back.
Yeah.
And the majority of that is in VAT. And then outgoings, we are about halfway through spent up. So our budget for total spend for the year is £32,900, and we've spent £15,679. So we're more than halfway through the year, but we're halfway through our money. So we should have an underspend at the end of the
Sufficient.
year.
Yeah. Good.
And that's it from me.
Healthy position to be in for a change.
Yeah.
So the next one would be around planning. And the first one on the planning is the approval of the climbing frame.
If I may, I did some investigating on this after I'd seen it. It turns out that the planning is needed because the climbing frame is over 2 meters high.
Yes.
And because of the proximity to the boundary to the properties. And it also transpires that a neighbouring property has, I believe, made comments about the fact it was there, and that's why the council have got involved and requested a retrospective planning application is put in. It doesn't say it's retrospective on the agenda, but East Riding have since updated the portals to say it is retrospective. It's been there since the house was moved into.
It's been there since the house movement, and it's been a complaint and an eyesore for the neighbour. Is that why he's raised it officially? I take it the neighbour was planning to move, wasn't he? So he didn't raise a problem. Now the neighbour is saying.
I don't know which neighbour it was, but I believe that it's been raised as an issue by a neighbour, and then East Riding have got involved and said, well, because of the size of it, etc. Even though it is a movable structure, which is odd, you could just move it and then say, well, it's movable. But
it doesn't look into the property of a neighbour. It looks into the drive and the front garden of a neighbour. So
it looks into the other neighbour's garden as well, I think.
Ah, right, okay. So
I don't know which neighbour it was or who they had the issue, but it'll be fine. It's just a matter of formality. I was just curious as to why it appeared.
You got any problems with the pictures? Would anybody like to say no, or are you okay for it?
Yeah, fine.
Yeah. Okay. Next one on the agenda then would be the single-storey extension of 30 Church Road.
Did we approve this one? We did, didn't we?
Yes, we did.
Yeah, yeah.
Thanks to Councillor Steer. So that would be okay. So the next one on the agenda is the welcome pack. So I'll update the meeting on the welcome pack. The welcome pack was reviewed at the last meeting. It's then been sent out to the actual user groups themselves for comment. The comments come back on the whole have been extremely complimentary and helpful.
Okay, good.
And I've absorbed about 80% of them into a revised document. The comments from the festival committee I didn't think were appropriate for the document because it was praising the school for their continued support and allowing the event to happen on the school field. But it was more of an advertising campaign rather than a statement of fact. And this is a welcome pack that is a statement of fact.
Okay, yeah.
So what Anne and I have knocked it together. It's going to go out into paper form and sent back out to the councillors as a review of the final version. So
Okay.
you'll all get to see one. So that was quite useful. My only issue with the welcome pack is with our approach to delivery. Anna's assured us that she gets to know new people coming into the village. But that is only when there has been a request and the electoral roll has changed. So someone could have been living in the village for quite a long time before they get a copy. I think it should formally go out when the electoral roll changes, but I don't see why councillors, when we agree it, can't have 3 or 4 copies, and when they see a house for sale, keep their eye on it, and when they see that it goes for sale, pop one in the door. I just popped one in the door of the people that have moved in opposite my father because they've been there 3 weeks. Now, in another 6 months, when the electoral roll changes, what good will be a welcome pack?
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
Okay, Pauline, with that?
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Philosophy? Okay, so we'll wait while we get review. We'll leave it on the agenda for next month, and so that we can get the debate from the other councillors. But we'll record in the minutes about possible change in delivery.
Yeah.
Bench policy. All got it? All formal? All happy with it?
Yeah.
Great, not a problem. Approved. That's great. Thank you, Anne. The next one is Christmas, Santa. I wanted a Santa. The parish council needed a Santa suit. I got a yes from Jacob. I got a yes from Andrew, and a yes from myself, which was half the parish council. I need one more person on the parish council to.
Yeah. So yeah, get Santa.
Great. Okay, so we can approve up to £100 for a Santa suit. So delivery now, Jacob.
So I'm just bringing up the sheet that tells me how many people have replied. There are 35 different addresses. I think one of them's maybe done it, 1 or 2 of them maybe done it twice. So we might, let's say 30 for round numbers.
Yeah.
30 for round numbers, and the majority of them have done 2. Some have done 3, and a couple have done 1. So you're probably looking at potentially 60 to 70 different children.
Okay.
At 30 different addresses.
And do we have 60 or 70 gifts, Anne?
Right. I'm going to go up in the loft and see.
Oh, okay. That's okay.
But I think we have.
Okay.
Yeah,
So do we have, Jacob, the demographics and the age of that? We need like a mini spreadsheet pulling together so that Anne can look at.
Yeah, I've got it.
Yeah,
Okay.
Anne's got access to this. So basically, as soon as they fill in the form online, it populates the details into this sheet, and it updates live, and Anne can see it as soon as one's put in, and I can see it.
You young people, you're amazing to us all.
Collating it. We have had. Let me just tell you how much we've had. Not everybody's donated, which is fine because we've budgeted for it this year. The donation was just more towards help towards this being a new project.
Yeah.
We have had. We've got a balance of £124.39 donated. That's obviously PayPal have taken fees off that. I think it's about 50p in every pound or so, 45p in every pound or something like that. So we've got about £125 in there. We have had some transferred directly into the bank as well. We had 20 quid directly into the bank.
Yeah.
I won't tell you who that was from. It wasn't from me. So we've got enough money to make it financially viable and to give some fuel money to whoever's car we use if we use a car, etc.
That's a must.
Need one if there's not that many gifts, but looking at it, there's probably near on 100 gifts, so we'll need a car or a trailer of some kind. We can sort that out near the date.
Yeah.
Obviously,
happy with the risk assessment.
Sorry, say that again.
You're happy with the risk assessment for the vehicle?
Yeah, the risk assessment looks fine to me. Obviously, once we are getting nearer to it and the cut-off date has come, I can look at the sheet and I'll arrange what sort of order we do it in across the 2 nights.
If you need help,
then we know what gifts we need for when.
Yep.
And I think that's it on there, really. There's still the odd person coming in. I think the last donation we had was on the 25th, and the last person signing up we had was on the 25th. So we haven't had any for about a week, but the Gazette's going out soon. It's just arrived, so that'll be going out. So that'll go out to the people that haven't seen it on social media.
Okay.
Once you, sorry,
go on, Anne.
Jacob, once you get the route plan, can you let me know?
Yeah.
And then I can make 2 loads up. So the first night and the second night.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. And then once we know the route and a rough timing of if we're starting at 6 and we think it'll take an hour and a half, I can give rough timings of what time we'll be on each street, depending on how many there is on each street, etc.
Yeah.
So do you intend to bring the gifts for a specific evening to the village on that evening, Anne? Or are you going to leave them? So are you going to bring them to my garage the Saturday before?
Well, I can fetch them to your garage.
We might need a little mini meeting as we get nearer to it then.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's it on part A.
Okay, so part B, and then I would like a part C. So part B, school, yes or no?
The school have said they won't publish it through a letter as was originally agreed.
Yeah.
They do not feel it is fair on the kids that live outside of the village, which, fair enough, I can understand that. That's perfectly understandable. My point to the head teacher and the chair of the governors was that, correct me if I'm wrong, that we can't be seen to be spending our money directly outside of the parish where we can control it. At the church, the presents don't cost us anything. The event doesn't really cost us that much apart from the tree and a bit of mulled wine. But we can't control who's in the church at that point.
And we also, as parish councillors, when we look at those children, have no idea they are not from the village school.
Yeah.
We don't know those children. We are parish councillors. We are not parents. So the comment from the chair, I thought was quite inappropriate, really.
So I did, just for the sake of minuting this, Anne, I did make a few inquiries as to whether funding panels would fund presents. So we didn't have to fund it and the school didn't have to fund it, and the consensus was no, they wouldn't. So I have made an attempt to see if we could find money to fund presents to be given out at the school to the non-village kids, but most funding panels have said no. So we can't really do anything about it because we can't spend our money directly outside of the parish for benefit outside the parish, and the school and us can't get any money.
Okay. Right, next one then, tree. I'll make arrangements during November. I'll go and see the tree and I'll go do whatever. Are we planning for the Saturday, the 5th of December for the tree going up with the potential for Monday, the 7th for the lights going on?
Yeah, I don't see why not. Is that about the normal time
That's
scale?
normally the first week of the month.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, I'll arrange for that and I'll drop an email to Amanda or be in the minutes and we'll say, so the tree can just be lit by Amanda's people when they put the lights on, can't it? It can just be programmed and set to come on that Monday.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll record that in the minutes then, Anne. Not a problem with that.
All right.
Right, let's move on then.
Do you want help with
Yes, we will.
All right, I'll speak to you later.
Set that up,
Yeah,
because one of the local villagers that helped us, Glenn, he's got a dicky ticker. and his heart keeps racing. So I doubt that he will be able to help us. So
Well, we've lost one of our villagers that helps us as well, Bill, haven't we? So
yeah, exactly. So we'll arrange with Lee. We'll go from there. So the next item
let me
is
know when you need a hand or whatever, and
yeah.
I'll.
So the next one, do we need to communicate anything specific to the village? The gazette's going out. That's got all the topics in it. We don't need anything special, do we?
I don't think we, given the response we've already had on the Santa delivery and the fact that the Gazette is about to go out, I don't think we need to do a special supplement on that.
We're trying to start the Santa delivery around 6, finishing around 7 to keep the right age children, or we're going to the younger kids first? Because my worry is that the younger children will have to go to bed.
Well, what I'll do is when we plan the route is I'll probably look at where the majority of the kids are that are younger, and if they're all in Wyndham Crescent, we might start at Wyndham and finish where the older kids are. We'll try and make it as fair as possible, but we'll probably start about 6-ish to finish about 7, half 7.
Half 7. Okay, not a problem then. So lasting items would be any other business from any of the councillors?
I was just going to say I'll do a poster for the post office as suggested for the Santa delivery as well.
Okay. Yes, all right. Let people know what time we're coming. So on the agenda, we've got any other business? Anybody want to table anything? Anything we want on the agenda for next time particularly?
Just make sure recreation grounds back on there, and so me and Steve can update about that.
Okay, not a problem.
I've just actually no, I've just
made it a nice short agenda.
Yeah, I've got one. Yeah.
Okay.
Right. So a crime. So a burglary in Church Crescent. Entry was gained overnight to a hallway of a residential property and vehicle keys removed.
Yeah.
A black Audi was stolen and found by officers in Northull.
It was Northull it went to. Right, okay. Yeah, they were next door to my dad.
Oh.
Yeah, the egg sale. It was the egg family, wasn't it? The people who sell the eggs, the girls that sell the eggs.
Oh, is it? Oh, right, okay.
Yeah. Okay. Correspondence, Anne, other than the email exchanges with the school, we get anything else?
We had a full bank. So I think.
Do you want me to explain it, Anne?
Yes, please. I can't find it now.
All right. It's from me, but I sent it to all my parish councils. East Yorkshire Food Bank. I've done it's called like a harvest collection. So you can become a registered collection point for them. They'll give you like a crate, and you can say all your donations must be dropped off on such a date, or you can do it over a period of time, and they will come and arrange and collect it. It's probably not something we could do as a parish council because we've got really nowhere to put the collection crate, but it might be worth, I don't know, passing it on to the village hall or the school or the church to see if there's anywhere they could put it and arrange a day for people to drop things off.
Is it a poster? Could I put one up in the parish council?
Well, ideally it needs to be arranged. It is a poster, but it needs to be arranged by one of the groups to be the registered drop-off point, and then people can go to that place on that specific date. So
would you suggest that I forwarded it?
Circulating it to the groups.
Yeah. Okay. Smashing.
The full bank.
I think they maybe do, but I'm not entirely sure. It just came up in a meeting I was in. We were talking about the food banks.
Okay.
And next one is code of conduct training.
Yeah.
But
that's been circulated, hasn't it?
Yeah. Pauline emailed me back, and we're gonna put it on. We're gonna make the training available after the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do it that way.
You're gonna download it. We could watch it.
We've got online. Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough.
And the other one is defibrillator. The defibrillator is being used again.
Oh, well,
It hasn't been used. It's been taken out of the box.
okay. Okay.
So Anne's been in touch with me. I've been to check it. It's all okay, and we've let the officials know.
So it wasn't
Okay.
actually used.
No, it was taken out. This is about the 8th time it's been taken out, and I've only known it being used once.
All right. Well, I suppose that's a good thing.
It
We
is.
don't need to buy any more pads or anything.
No,
though.
I've got the spare pads. I've still got those.
Okay.
And Jacob, do you want to talk about East Riding Cali?
Which one?
About the drains.
Oh, oh yeah. So the drains between the two developments.
Yeah.
The developer, Mr. Harrison of Pimhurst, has agreed that he'll clear the vegetation in the drain, or the riparian drain, or the dike or ditch, whatever we want to call it. That's correct, isn't it, Anne?
Yeah.
And he is also said that he has advised the new owners of properties the 1, 2, and 3 plots that it is their responsibility to clear it, but he has said he will clear it this time, as they're still on the site and they're still working, and then we just need to monitor it. I think we're not clear yet who the enforcing authority would be.
No.
I think it's probably a mixture of East Riding Council and the IDB, but again, we'll just have to. I think that we won't find out until we need somebody to enforce it.
How are we going to know that it is not being maintained?
You can see it from the road.
Okay.
You can go, if you walk onto Pimhurst Crescent and then walk onto the area of grass, just off the entrance to it, and just look down. You'll be able to look down and see it. To be fair.
Okay.
And the last one is an email from a parent at the school saying about the gifts, Santa's gifts.
She wasn't particularly happy that we weren't giving them to kids outside the village because her child live outside the village. So whilst I'd replied to the chair and the head, I thought it's worth the parish council replying to an individual. So I think we just reply and give the reasoning we've already spoke about.
The legal reason.
Yeah.
So action on me and you, Anne. I'll write you some words. Send me the email. I'll knock some words together and you can send it off to the lady.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Are we done?
Yes. Yeah.
Do you know they're getting on with the road down to the recreation ground?
They've done. They've widened it. That's done. And they have put a path from. Last time I checked, it wasn't completely finished, but they've curbed both sides. So they haven't just curbed the outside; they've curbed the inside as well. And they've done from the park past the two semi-detached properties and along that grassed verge bit, and they've gone up to there as far as last time I saw. They haven't gone around the corner yet.
Okay.
I'll
move
Are they
this
doing the old original path? You know, the small path that was there. Are they doing that as well?
What, the other
Mr.
side?
Yates's house.
Is it? Oh.
Yeah, they're going to go up the hill and around the
Yes,
corner,
all the way
to where the old chapel is.
Yeah.
About.
Yeah.
I'll move this into another part. I think I'll move it into parish councillors' correspondence. Anne and I are trying to find out who is going to maintain the hedge that abuts that path.
Okay.
Because East Riding are cutting it now, but just like that Pimhurst problem, we need to know who's going to own it going forward.
Because there was confusion as to whether it was the residents, because they believed it was, and I think East Riding thought it maybe was their East Riding's hedge. So
yeah, I don't know how the residents would get together to pay for it, and the worry is that we're going to have a lovely path that a few years' time won't be usable.
Yeah.
Right, I'll move that to the right section when we get there. We all done?
Yeah.
Right, I'll see you all soon. Thank you very much indeed. Take care.
Thank you.
Be safe. Now we're in lockdown 2 or whatever.